नमस्कार दोस्तों friends, again we are here in a very special episode, how to start your journey in field of astrology. Why we are looking for journey of anyone who is very successful in field of astrology, whether as practitioner or as teacher. This is very important for us to know. Friends, today I am going to discuss these points for you people who himself came from very different walk of life. He was electrical engineer, and then suddenly why he was inclined towards astrology. And definitely when he was inclined there has to be some reason, but how in the longer duration about 20 years he himself transformed himself into the thought or the wisdom of seers. He's living that life, and he's totally dedicated in teaching, in practicing, and spreading this knowledge of seers, Vedic astrology. So, friends, today Maharishi Anavaratha from southern India, from Bangalore, Mr. Prabhakar Kashyap is with us. He is based in Bangalore and himself is a very good astrologer, good scholar, running a good institution, and very well known face in the world of astrology. So I welcome you here, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Maharishi ji, of course, this series is based on how to start your journey in field of astrology. Definitely, from some walk of life, you entered or you decided to travel in this field of astrology. So, what was the factors or what was the cause that you entered into this field? And after entering, why you became so serious and transformed yourself continuously in this field of astrology? Maharishi.
Yeah, namaste. Good afternoon to all. So, see, my coming to astrological field is not planned. See, in the year 1999, I was referring to a newspaper where the Jupiter transiting to a next Rasi. Regarding that, one discussion was held in one particular place in Bangalore. That made me to go and sit there for just to know how these people are telling this guru transits if I am not wrong, that is time that Jupiter was entering to a Rishabh Rashi. So then I went there, and then somehow that a thought come, why can't I join for the classes? Then I started inquiring the classes, and immediately within 1 month I got joined to some institute in Bangalore that is called Bangalore Astrological Association. That was the one oldest astrological institution in India, for your information. So there I joined for 3 years course. That is a 3 years journey. So actually, frankly say that I joined this course for hobby purpose. Just I was into learning many things in my life. Basically, I'm an electrical and electronics engineer. Later, I become a electronics. This thing I was running in my own service center for a National Panasonic authorized service center for consumer electronics. So then it made me for hobby purpose. I learned many skills like this for hobby purpose. I at that time I was learning this plastic molding, candle making, mushroom cultivation, screen printing, printing technology. So I was keep on learning whenever I feel find time. I'm not supposed to waste time. Let me learn something. As a hobby purpose, I joined this course. So being a technical man, so when I entered second year, I started sensing even some kind of misinterpretation is going on in Vedic astrology because I'm to technical field. more of circuit based services. Means you know that consumer electronics has got a PCB, printed circuit board devices. So there, if you start tracking the problem, so you're tracing the problem from one end to another end, so then only that problem is going to solve. This made me more technically sound subject. It is delivering in a common man language, and this is not the so something special is there. So then when I entered third year, still more interest I got in the Jyotisha. Then I, in fact, fortunate I got a good guru in third year. So he made me rethink on these concepts. Then he gives some technical aspects of real Jyotisha. In the third year completion, in the year of 2002, when I joined in 1999, 2002, I completed my third year course. So immediately, with the help of my guru, I started my own institute. So being a teacher's family, my father was a teacher, my elder brother was a teacher, my second brother was also a teacher. So being a teacher, I love to teach also. And my guru told me, so best way to learn is to teach others. So then to teach others, you will start studying deeply. So he gave an idea, teach others so that you will learn very well and you will enter into a deepest ocean of this astrology. So like this, my journey started in 1999, and 2002 I started my own institute called Scope, and now it is the 20th year for my institute in Bangalore. And in this 20th year journey is a very long journey. It took me to each and every place. So slowly, after started my institute, most probably 12 years back, a dilemma comes in within me, because as you know that electronic industry is everyday lying telling industry. You need to tell lie, otherwise you will not survive in industry, electronic industry. One or the other way we have to tell lies. So otherwise it will be very difficult to do business. So there is a saying is there: if you don't know how to lie, don't start a business. If you don't know how to tell lie. So see that morning time I used to go for this electronic work. One or the other reason I used to forcibly I used to tell lies. So then evening I used to practice this astrology. There you have to tell truth. So this dilemma has come in me. So what is this nonsense I am doing? Morning I am doing this business, and evening I am sitting for telling truth. So then which one to select? This dilemma has come. So then I started my praying the divine of my own choice. Then I asked my guru also. Then he gave me a choice. You choose one thing. Either you go for electronics or you go for Jyotisha. So then it took me 6 more, 7 months. I keep on constantly sending prayers to my divine. What to select? Whether I select Jyotisha or I select this thing. Then finally I made my mind. Let me go for Jyotisha only. Then I closed my business on the same day. I gave it to somebody else, and I stopped doing this. Then I took up this Jyotisha in a real way, that 12 years back. From 12 years, constantly I'm working. And my guru also gave me a suggestion: any subject you want to develop, you have to constantly work for 12 years. Because when you started, when I started seriously, the Jupiter was in Gemini for me. So then continuous another 12 years I worked for Jyotisha. Again, he has to come and touch the same circle where I started my journey. Then he told that minimum anybody wants to learn this complete knowledge of his choice, he has to work continuously 12 years. Where the Jupiter starting point, he will come to an ending point again. So after 12 years, really this the right knowledge of Jyotisha started opening. Till then, as everybody, I was also a normal astrologer, telling how this Sadasati, Kala Sarpadosa, all these things, nonsense, this thing was telling to everybody. Then, when the real science started opening, and it made me a wonders, really. So, this is made me. to take up completely Jyotisha field 24 into 7. So now every day I'm practicing, means practicing is not in commercial way. So anybody comes on their own, I'm predicting. Otherwise, I love to teach. I'm a best teacher. And we are conducting more workshops. We have conducted nearly 200 workshops in throughout Karnataka because I had to serve my side, no. So and have conducted some more workshops in abroad also, especially in Sri Lanka, Bangkok, Singapore, and in Thailand, many of these things. And my pet subject is Vaidhyakiya Jyotish, so medical astrology. So that made me to come in this field. Why I selected medical astrology is also one some small clue is there. Why means, see, first we should understand what for this Jyotisha is visioned from Rishi. Why? Why the seers has visioned this type of subject? That has to one has to understand. Otherwise, what will happen? What we are telling Jyotisha in a modern Jyotisha is not a real Jyotisha as per my, it is my personal opinion. What is the what you are telling every day? Whether I am going to buy a land, whether I am going to give a promotion, whether I am going to earn money. For these type of activities, definitely the seers would have not visioned this type of subject because they are not a bhautika prapancha. I think you can understand bhautika, worldly matters.
Yeah.
They are given a least important for worldly matters, worldly affairs. So there might be some other reason why the seers have visioned. This is not invention. Vision. Vision means tapas. Why they have made a great tapas, penance and these things all with great difficulties. Why they have given this contribution to mankind. That keep on thinking. Then I came to know that to help the Ayurveda, the Jyotish has come into picture. So Ayurveda and Jyotisha is just like a two faces of a coin. So one has to understand. So to make a sadhana in spiritual, one has to keep his health proper. Without health, he cannot able to attain any moksha or any spiritual activity. So that is why to purify the body, mind, and intellect. That is called BMI in astrology. Body, mind, intellect. These three are very important to a spiritual process. So if there is any defect in the body, or if there is any defect in the mind, or if there is any defect in the intellectual, so persons cannot achieve the spiritual progress. So he has to keep his three health condition properly. Means his sharirika, panchabhuta adi sharirika should be good, and mind as a driver, mind as a driver, and intellectual ability from the Buddha. So Bhaudika Arogya, Manasika Arogya, and Sharirika Arogya. These three health is very much important for a spiritual progress to attain the sahaja of any desired deity. So that is why I give a lot of importance for health aspects, Anupji.
So it was a great experience about your journey from different walk of life. Friends, there has to be some point where you have to decide between truth and lie. And as Maharishi has already told that he stood by truth and he adopted astrology. Other than that, Maharishi, most of the time I deal astrology as astrologics. And fortunately, you are from the same background where circuits are mostly defined and controlled by logics.
Yes,
And astrology is also based on logics. And definitely, we can consider triggers and all, like
yes,
gates.
yes.
So, a person who has from the academics, he uplifted himself with the logics, and that's I think was a strengthful edge in field of astrology. So that was a wonderful thing, and the body, mind, intellectual. Now it is again a kind of trinity which is very much required, and as you said very perfectly, that seers were here looking astrology for their salvation, their moksha, and without a strengthful or healthy body, you cannot achieve that. So that was a very great takeaway for me also as well. Matshiji, in fact, you have your long background, especially in academics, also in field of astrology. May I ask you that who inspired you the most while in this path of traveling astrology?
Is it maybe see my great grandfather was an Ayurvedic Pandit. And my grandfather was in the Rajpurohita in Mysore kingdom. He was a Rajpurohita. This family, because of some reasons, my father not continued this Ayurveda nor Jyotisha. And somehow it has come to me. Even I am also wondering why I chose this subject. I don't know because destiny made me to select these. So inspirations come from many people. So my inspiration, first of all, I remember my inspiration is always my enemies because when you do something good deeds, whether you are getting profit or not or a result or not, enemies will come to you. So this keeping the enemies in front of you doing something good, really great. So that is why I will tell always enemies are our divines because they will give you all sorts of occasions to you to reach. So I started this journey with a great hurdles. And for your information, when I started my institute, my own some of the gurus they opposed my because the way I was preaching. So teaching of astrology is really I adopted in a different kind of technique. So we use common sense methodology and Jyotisha is not a definite science. It is an indicative science. So why it is indicating, what it is indicating, when it is indicating. So these things to be discussed in detail. So we are making a definite science. And also we are telling all these results are giving because of good planet or bad planet. This is not a correct way. So in planets, actually they are neutral. Neither they do good nor bad, but they indicate good and bad. So planets, they don't have any partial nature like a human being, whether to do good for one person, bad for other things. So it is just like a traffic light. So while driving, the red light comes. It indicates that you stop for your better nothingness. So when green comes, you go. So when the red is there, you can also move. Choice is yours. Likewise, planet also indicates something. So suppose a person comes and asks, sir, can I go for a land buying? If he says, don't buy this year, but the person can go, but later he'll repent. So that is why planets are indicative, as per my personal view, and planets neither do good or bad, but they indicate good and bad. Whether the journey, she's just like a Google map. Also, how I am teaching astrology to my students is astrology is a works like a light and a mirror. So this light and mirror, we are using it whenever we want. Suppose, for example, we are all well versed with a driving four wheeler. So let us assume that a person start his journey during daytime. So during daytime, he don't want a light. He goes with the help of the mirror. So he the by checking the mirror, who is coming from the back, who is coming from the side, everything he goes with the help of the mirror. He drives safely. Without mirror, daytime you cannot drive because you will met with accident. You may go properly, but who is coming from behind, who is coming from next to you, without mirror you cannot. So the same purpose you can use the Jyotisha. What is there from my behind? Whether which force is working my behind. So who is coming in my next? Like this, you can use this science as a mirror. Okay, the person keep on continuing his journey. Let us the evening will come. So when the night comes, what he will do? He will close the mirror and he will switch on the light. So the in the night, he don't mirror no useful. So he goes with the help of light. So night times the mirrors are not going to make use of the, even though mirrors is owned by you. So mirrors are not useful in the during the night. Then that time what he will do, he will switch on the light. With the help of light, he will try to move in the darkness. So Jyotisha is also like this. So it works like a mirror and light for a person. It depends whether you are doing a day journey or a night journey, it works. And one more thing, there are, I says, my students always, there are 12 switches in a Rashiko, in a chart. So you have to switch on which house you want. The particular light will show the particular house details because when you are in dark. So if it is your in your daytime, it reflects. So grahas are going to reflect the available situation of the particular room. Suppose night times you come and open, immediately we switch on the light to know what it is there. But the people are thinking just by switch on, my dosha should clear. This is wrong. Just by switching on the light, your doshas will never go. But by switching on the light, you will come to know what are the doshas you have got. So knowing the dosha is different and clearing the doshas are entirely different. So these concepts are not teaching properly to an aspirant, Jyotisha. So they keep on telling that, oh, Jyotisha, you do this puja, you will get rectified all these problems. No. So we initiate our client also to wash their own cloth. Yes, so nowadays Jyotishis have become a laundromans. I'm really sorry to say this. They have become a dobbies because clients are making dirty and they are giving the clothes to the Jyotishi, and Jyotishi is ready to wash the clothes and give it to him back. But the real Jyotishi should say that go and wash your clothes and wear it. So a lot of dirty there. So Jyotisha, role of Jyotishi is to identify the doshas and tell the clients, this is your dosha, this is how you have to get it cleared. This is not happening. Teaching is also not happening proper. So especially in Karnataka also I am observing, so many people, they don't know ABCs of Jyotisha, just to bring some certificates from different schools, and they have started teaching and they are earning money out of this. This is really a bad symptom for Vedic Jyotisha.
That
I am
was
also
my
against this.
that was my next question with you, and you, I think, already indicated that thing also. But while discussing with you, I was thinking of that. Still, you are looking for embedded codes in the houses. Still, your
Yeah.
electronic engineer is still surviving with field of astrology. That you are using same logics in the field of astrology. To be very honest, that this question is very easy but very difficult to answer for many. In the world full of techniques and systems, why you adopted Vedic astrology and still you are with the Vedic astrology?
Yeah, yeah, they're good. Again, this is a logical question. So people, they don't know the difference between Vedic astrology and just ordinary astrology. What we are using, Vedic astrology means so that it is a Rishi vision. Vedic astrology coming from the Rishi vision. And for your information, even the people, they don't decide who is the Rishi and who is the scholar. For your info, one example I will quote. So Kalidasa is not a rishi. Kalidasa is a scholar. Varahamira is not a rishi. Varahamira is a scholar. So one has to understand who is rishi and who is scholar. So scholars are going to use the technique of the rishi and start debating things.
Oh,
Okay, Kalidasa was a scholar in Bhojraja, Asthan. So these scholars are elaborating things. This elaboration technique make the spoil of this real Vedic astrology. Because many scholars have come, but the rishis have not come. As per the Vedic astrology, only 18 rishis are there. There is no 19th and there is no 17th. 18 rishis are there. So they took the shlokas from the rishi concept and the scholars started debating on that. This was happening in the Rajasthan, and means Raja Asthan. Not mean Rajasthan means not a state. In Raja's place, the scholars used to debate from time to time. So slokas they have taken from the ancient text, classical text like Parashari, uh, Pitamaha, whatever it is, Gemini, all these things. And this scholarly debate was going on. See, the scholars are represented by planet Mercury because scholars are intellectuals. So, you know, the intellectuals only India is suffering now. Because of the intellectuals, India is suffering. There is no knowledgeable people. The knowledge is represented by Jupiter. So, Rishis is coming under Jupiter and scholars coming under
Mercury.
Mercury. So, Mercury is logically and is a neutral planet. See, neutral. What is the role of neutral planet? This is just like a Pakshetra Abhyarthi in political. You know what you mean by Pakshetra? So there is neither belongs to this party nor that party. So whoever gives more money, he will go. That Buddha quality is like that. Buddha quality, the intellectual quality, wherever they got benefited, they will go to that side. But Jupiter is not like that because Jupiter is a natural zodiac. He is a dharmadipati.
Dharma.
Dharma.
Sacrifices
He is a
also.
main. The main is dharma.
Yeah.
So he is the lord of dharma and moksha. He will never go wrong because Buddha is a lord of 3 and 6. So 3 is a commitment, 6 is a runa. So Buddha works for your commitments and runa like intellectuals. They commit to somebody and they will work for that work. But Rishi is not like that. Rishi goes for dharma and moksha. They keep. So these two differentiate should be there. So what I'm giving informations to a real Jyotisha people, they should understand the classical text, which is the real classical text, which is the intellectual text. So nowadays, these scholarly debating textbooks are more than the real text. That is where the people is finding difficulties.
So that's fair enough. And definitely, this is a big debate, and we must discuss on these things also. So, at last, Mershiji, I know that you are teaching also. You have your institution based in Bangalore also, and
Yes.
you are coming up with a very big event to spread wisdom of seers, Vedic astrology. So, will you brief us something on that? That how you are teaching, or what kind of courses you are running with,
Yeah.
along with the
We,
event which you are going for?
yeah. In first of all, let me concentrate on teaching methodology. It's a good question. Again, it is required. So when I started my institute during the year 2002, I was finding hardly the systematic syllabus was not there. So systematic syllabus. So you have to start from A and you should end in Z. So we made a systematic syllabus. Two, three friends sit together and we made a systematic syllabus. First, we are teaching all calculations to a person. Nowadays, the calculation hardly knows. Maximum around 98 people, they don't know the calculations because they are all depending on their laptops and palm, these things. But really, they don't know the calculations portion. And we give a lot of importance for calculations and we teach manual erections of Kundali, both Panchanga method as well as the ephemeris method, and we calculate each and every divisional chart manually. We put it. So we give this type of training to a student. So we are doing a systematic study, and finally in the third year only we are going to give the secret, the predictive secrets. Till then, 2 years they have to work for all basic things. So Ashtaka calculations, divisional charts, Sadbalas, yogas, everything we make them work manually. And we give a project work after 2 years. If they complete, then only they go for third year with these basic qualities, means basic instructions which is required. So we made a systematic syllabus first, and in final year we are giving predictive techniques. This is how we made. And second questions you asked coming to a event. It is shortly during the April 2022, the 15th, 16th, 17th of April in Bangalore, we have got an international conference on Yogas of the Nation and Yogis of the Nation is the title of the theme of the conference. So we are inviting yogis from all aspects, not only Jyotisha, different field yogis, all yoga. Some nowadays it is psychoneurologics also shining like. more popular. Yoga is there, Ayurveda is there, Ayur Yoga is there. So even some script literature is there, language is there. So we are calling many pandits from different parts of India, and even from abroad is also more than 100 people are coming from different countries. So we are going to debate what is real yoga, who is real yogi. So this is our real concept. And we have invited for this conference our great master UK Jas are also for this conference, and he is going to deliver a lecture for 1 hour during this conference, and we have invited him for this conference. Anybody can come. For your information, from the 20 years, we are not charging any conference fee. These are all conferences is running from donors. We collect funds from donors, including food, all other materials will be provided at free of cost. We don't charge. The thing is, the person should reach the venue. That is the on his own uh, commitment. He has to come to the venue, and 3 days we will take care of him, food and these things. So he has to come and he has to gain the knowledge and he can go. For the conference, we don't charge any paisa because my guru told me these things. We are not supposed to collect the charges for sharing the knowledge. So the 200 workshops also we did with the donor help. And every year we are doing this type of conferences with the help of many institutes. And for your information that our Yoga Sanskritam University, so we established 10 year back. This is the 10th year for our university. So it is established in Florida, USA, and we are giving a lot of importance for ancient classical text. So Yoga Sanskritam University is giving offers to many scholars, and we are honoring scholars also during these 3 days conference. So I request through this, I am using your media without your permission. Don't mistake me. So I am inviting all great scholars to come and participate in the conference. And if you know some real good scholars, please nominate them, and we are honoring them also. So this is the two questions about my technology. See, a lot of things is there to discuss, but everything got its own time limit.
Yeah.
So we adopt a systematic study in teaching, and we have planning this industry. And also I have entered all field of astrology. For your information, I started with the teaching. I started writing articles to the different magazines, and I started my own magazines because of some not proper support. I supposed to close after 5 years because it has a learning loss. So I written many books in local language in Kannada. So I entered almost all field and have trained hundreds of students. Still there. One more thing is my students also not earning out of this because they're all highly employed. So they are working for some software companies. All intellectual people I had taken and I trained them and I made them knowledgeable.
That's
So
great.
one has to convert from intellectual to knowledge. Then only that moksha will come. Otherwise, the commercial. So Buddha is a commercial world. He will stuck with the commercial world. He will never enter the spiritual world. So this is how my journey started, Anupamji.
So it was a fabulous session, and we wish that your event is going to be a mega hit event for your mission, what you are looking for, along with best wishes from our whole team to you. And we are also going to ask Astro Master Yukeja to deliver a versatile lecture while he was going to be there. And Maharishi, it was so nice that you took time for us from your busy schedule, and definitely provide us opportunity to be in touch with you and have some conversation like this, and specifically on the specific topics on Vedic astrology. So we will be looking forward for your presence in the coming days. Thank you very much for joining us. Namaskar.
Definitely, Anupamji. We will go together the journey. Thank you very much for your time also, and thank you very much for your Secrets of Astrology channel also. My best wishes from my side. Let it go to every each and every corner of the world. So SOA should go to each and every corner of this universe. So best wishes from my side for you and as far as your work. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, Master.